Hello everyone, Warangel here and welcome back to Thrones of Britannia. If you remember in the last episode, I set the victory conditions for this campaign as a kingdom victory, which requires me to go after port settlements. But as a short-term goal, I've set myself up to make Eric king of the north and take these northern provinces for the Sudreyar. Now, so far that's going pretty well. I've managed to eliminate the Fortriu from the campaign completely and take their home province over here, with the exception of the minor settlement down here of Dun Nectain, which my neighbours now, the Avochla, apparently, they were being quite cheeky. They came and took it when I was busy dealing with the other regions up here. But I'm not going to complain, I got the better deal out of that, I'm sure. But now that we've eliminated the Fortriu, we can focus now on our next target, the Sacern, which happen to be our eastern neighbours. I'm already at war with them because they were allied with the Fortriu when we declared war on them. So it's just a case of marching into their territory and taking their stuff from mine, basically. Now, they have a large army somewhere around here. I no remember seeing in the end turn phase, like there was a 19 stack, something like that. Last time I saw it was around here, so I can't see any sign of it. Oh, hang on, there it is. Okay, so they've got a 19 stack here, and it looks like it's marching up towards Dun Nectain. Oh, hang on a second. They've been busy. Didn't notice, but it's there. Yeah, it's there on the map. So this is the Avochla home province, right? And you can see that they own the province capital here of Dun Cawdin. But it looks like the Sacern have actually come and taken the minor settlements in the area. So, which is here, Dun Duin, and Dun Blan. Assuming I haven't butchered the pronunciation. But it's good to know that's where their 19 stack is. Now, there's a problem that they're marching towards, it seems, Dun Nectain, because after that, they could be coming after my regions. But if their army is down here, and assuming they don't have any others, which I haven't really seen any sign of, it means the northern regions here are open for my attack. So that's what we're going to do, especially since there's a Avochlan army here, which looks like it could be heading towards these territories. So I want to try and nab them before they get any funny ideas. So, here we go, the sounds of the Gallowhorn. Oh yeah, that was a problem. We actually ran out of supplies last episode, wasn't it? So we took a bit of desertion because of the lack of supplies, but it looks like we're getting them back. Now the thing is, I don't know how. It does say here buildings, but I thought supplies came in because of like food. And if you had like an abundance of food, like right now we've got 35 food. And if I remember correctly, we should be getting more food next turn. In fact, let me just double check. Yeah, right here in Iowa, in fact, we're getting extra food from building these grain pits. So we should have plenty of food right now. So I'm just surprised why we're not getting that much supplies, unless it seems it just comes from buildings. Let's have a look in Twinduin. The wall's actually a bit damaged, it seems. Yeah, 88%. So the Great Hall, yeah, doesn't say anything about supplies. What about here? Oh, +2 supplies. Okay. That's good to know. I wasn't actually sure how the supply mechanic worked, but now I know. So, we get 2 supplies at the moment from there. But that seems pretty slow. Like, I don't know how much supplies you can get in total, but that seems like it's going to take ages. Let me check the journal a second. Because there must be a skill or something that would give you more supplies, surely. Let's check the followers. One sec. Champion. Let's go level 3. Champion. Nope, that's just the bodyguard units. That's if you're a governor. That's zeal. Nothing. Forager. Maybe? No. That just increases your replenishment and the amount of food you make and take away the amount of food they make. But it doesn't say anything about supplies. Pillager? That reduces the enemy's supplies, but again, doesn't it give me any more? Ah, here. Okay. So at the bottom it says +5 supplies, so it's Quartermaster. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, level 2... Okay, so level 2 would give me +5 supplies, as long as I'm in my own province. Oh no, as long as I'm a command force, okay. But if I put it as a governor... Yeah, as a governor, with that, I can actually increase the supplies of all the armies in the province. Ooh, I have to remember that. Okay. Alright, so that makes sense. So, for example, if I got a level 5 Quartermaster, not only do I get upkeep cost reduction, as well as recruitment costs, but I also get 10 supplies, and then if I get a governor with, say, what was it, level 4, that gives me plus 20 supplies each turn, as well as anything from the building. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry guys, got a bit distracted there. Okay, so I want these guys to come after the Sicern, so even though we have no very little supplies, hopefully we'll be able to take them from here. In fact, can we see what they've actually got, just so I have an idea? Because I'm guessing like farms, ports, that sort of thing should allow me to get it. So whilst Sicern here has an ore mine, okay, that doesn't really help me. What's this? Aberdeen has, okay, what we got? Sheep herd. Oh, that doesn't do food. It does cloth. Okay, fair enough. Trade plus 1 supplies, but it's only like a tier 1 port. Okay. We've got winning, but I have no idea what's actually there. And it's here, deer, which has a farm. Oh, that gives me plus 1 estates apparently if I take it. Okay. Well, if you remember, estates is a new thing for Saga, which basically you give it to your troops, you know, to your governors, your generals essentially, when you want to improve their loyalty, and you have to try and keep a balance between making sure you don't have that much more than them, otherwise they get annoyed. But if they rebel, then any estates they have will be rebelling with them. It's just, you can tell they were inspired by Paradox games, but I don't think it has the same mechanic all that good, you know, like there it's because you have to, and I think it's just a sort of bolted on aspect for this game. I can't say it's something I'm going to enjoy, even though I'm going to have to deal with it. So anyway, that's the situation. So first of all, let's build some more units. I got 35 food, we've got that grain pit going on out of Iowa, which means that we can get more food. So let's see what we can recruit from the pool. Now the first ones to spring to mind is to get another unit of axe warriors, like these Eastman axemen, because they're pretty good. I mean, you can look at their stats, you can see they're pretty good, especially since we're playing on very hard difficulty. What do I want next? Some archers? Maybe some skirmishing cav? I mean, these guys will allow me to get behind the enemy and hit into their vulnerable rear, which would be pretty cool. And their missile damage is quite high, especially, well, it's nearly double what archers can do. Yeah. I should do more damage than skirmishers, which is weird when you consider that. I suppose you could make the argument about the horses galloping will do more. Anyway. So yeah, let's get that. Let's get a unit of swordsmen, so we can balance it out. So we're going to have 2 units of each. And that makes me 1,000, gives me 393. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask for 2 units of Eastman Warband. Now, granted, this is 4 units, so once we do this, we're going to go to -5. But, it does work out, because next turn I will have positive food coming from the grain pit, so it'll work out fine. Now, where do I want to attack out of these 2 minor settlements? Winning will get there in next turn, and Waskasin would get there in 2 turns. Okay, let's go for winning. It's close enough. We can see what's there. So let's move my army just here. Can we get it? No, it's too far away. We can't get into fortify and get the extra replenishment. Ah well, we'll get it as we go. Right, so that's that done. That's basically the end of my turn. Oh yeah, let me check. There was something I was thinking about before today's episode. I wanted to do something with the diplomacy, because as you guys might remember, I talked about basically expanding to this province here. So we have to take out the Sicern and the Avakla once we get down there, as well as Galgolden. But this solid line that is being shared with this province that Strathclyde have is going to be my border. And so I think it would be a good idea, if I can, to try and get some sort of relationship with them. But they don't like the fact that we're actually at war with the Sicern. Ah, that's why, because you are defensive allies with them. So, luckily they weren't brought into the war, because the Sicern joined the Avakla, but not me declaring war on them. But they don't like the fact that we're there. Okay. Are they actually open to any sort of declaration? Insulting. Okay. So much for that plan. Okay, let's just end the turn. It was a fort, anyway. But, oh crap. I forgot to mention you to you guys. Yeah, so I've downloaded another mod and put it onto the campaign. I was planning to talk about it because it's save compatible, so it should work. It's, and one out, because they're still building them up on the, ooh. Yeah, you guys got to do a Nectane, but I did see that 15 stack they've got down there. How on earth? I'm not going to question it. It's very hard difficulty, so let's not question it. Let's just work with what is happening. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So a mod that I've now downloaded and adds along with the graphical ones for the shields and the longbows is seasonal effects. Now I can't remember, actually, yeah, I don't remember if there was a thing before the mod and if there was anything to do with the seasons apart from just, you know, making it so certain thing, it looked pretty and cold when it came to winter. But seasonal effects will make it now so each of the provinces will experience that season in some way. So you may find, for example, I might have a late spring, which makes it so I don't know, it may have problems with food because the food isn't available until later on in the springtime. It could be a mild winter, so we can actually have less penalties, things like that. So you can check it out on the Steam Workshop. It seems pretty good, and I like having a sort of extra element of immersion into the game that you could have somewhere with a mild season. We don't have to worry too much about it. Hearken, you have been a naughty boy. You have sired an illegitimate son, which may be awkward. Yeah, he's married if I remember correctly, so... What's this? Not content with holding the port of Dublin, the Viking sea kings who settled on Irios Island's east coast have made a move on their independent neighbours to the north. Whether they've bribed or intimidated the King of Brega, you may never know, but the result is the same. Dublin now controls Brega's territory. So Dublin has annexed Brega. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So Dublin is an area we're going to have to take as part of the victory conditions for a long kingdom victory. But basically, have they just said about they've taken here? Is that it? I mean, they haven't gone far. They've literally only gone into this province. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let's head back to Scotland. So that's where the action is happening with us right now. So, let's go to attack. So I am a little bit concerned about that certain army here. But I'm happy to let the Avachla deal with them. Because, well, they should be going after them. Although that 15 stack is a little bit disconcerting because they're now attacking their capital. It could potentially mean that the Avachla are going to be wiped out of the campaign as well. But I did notice the Ognea are right here, so maybe they're trying to bring an army over to attack or be in a position so they can actually take advantage and attack Dunectane. If they do, I don't mind. It's just a minus little thing. And we will probably have to go to war against the Ognea at some point, but we'll see. Anyway, let's go after Winnin and see what's actually here. So now as we get closer, can we actually see what it is?
Without delay.
No, okay. So we can just sack it, but I'm just going to occupy. And let's see what it is. It's a communal field, it's a farm, okay. So we're getting extra supplies already. That's good. Getting more food, which is even better. And we get an estate if we wanted to do that. So in fact, let me just show you guys quickly, for those of you that haven't followed any other YouTubers Let's Play. We pop on faction. We go to Governors and Estates, and we pop onto Estates here. You can read a bit more about it here. Basically, you need to make sure you keep the estates relatively balanced. You don't want to keep Eric, with my faction leader, with all of the estates because other people will be unhappy about the amount of power that they're having. But you don't want to give anyone else too many either. So at the moment, we have this one of Winnin, it seems. Now, I may give it to someone else, I'm not sure, but it's just an annoying situation we have to deal with, especially if we run the risk of an character rebelling, because they will take the estates that they own with them into rebellion, which is a problem. But actually, here's the thing. So we've got early autumn right now, for example, so an early autumn brings a poor harvest and hungry people. So we've got -3 public order because of that, -2 unit morale, But our markets are actually making a little bit extra cash. So, we made no doubt from people buying the resources. So that's not too bad. We still got problems with supplies, but we should be okay. Yeah, we're starting to make a little bit more. Next turn then we can head towards Waskasin here and Deer. So, we can also do some technology, it seems. What can we do? We've got melee units. We've picked that up now. Any simple turn can wield a sword or an axe, but battle aptitude takes devotion to a chosen weapon. Recruiting dedicated swordsmen or axemen will also encourage others to specialize and make themselves available. So this unlocks the recruitment of shield biters. Okay, I think that's an upgraded version of my axemen. And Eastman marauders, which replace the Eastman fighters. Ooh, I think I might probably go for that. Is there anything else? Because we did do that last one with the libraries, wasn't it, for the church settlements. Let's have a look. And we have agriculture here as well. Okay. Harnessing the energy of the elements for agricultural and industrial processes is only possible with mill buildings. Acquiring more facilities to store grain would necessitate the construction of such buildings to process it. So we can get water mills if we did this one. And by doing community, it seems like we've got hit this one here. Artistic advancements. Entertainment from the arts should not just be accessible by the privileged few. Encouraging the practice and indulgence in pastimes such as music and theatre throughout society will result in a more gratified populace, which increases public order by 1 in all my regions. I'm going to stick with the military one for now, because having a strong military is pretty good in a game like Total War, but the civic ones will not be missed out. We will be making sure to use those at some point. Because we actually got more food, I'm actually going to take advantage a bit and start getting some more units. Just see what we can get. So I think some more bow entry, just because it's handy to have them. So let's have a look. Shield biters are elite axe warriors. So we compare them. Their melee attacks are better, damage is a bit better, charge bonus is better, same shield, slightly more armor, and they got better morale. And unfortunately, let's see. They can go berserk during the battle. That could be a slight problem. What that makes means they just keep charging after enemies. I think it might do more damage as well, but generally it's not something I'm too happy about. Forests, raiders, scare. They fight in all enemy units, and they're immune to fear themselves. Okay, that could be something to try out. We'll see. Alright, but we've got 2 of these. We can actually recruit a unit of elite spear infantry. I may hire those, just because why not? And that's actually all my money gone now for this turn. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Okay, so that's everything we can do. Let's end the turn again. Okay. So the Avokla look like they're heading towards the territory here of Waskazin, or whatever it was called. But I'm interested to find out what happens next turn with the Sucern. Because they're going to be coming in towards Dunektain. In fact, here they go. They've got an army here, marching up north. Now that's going to be an annoyance. It might mean instead of me marching towards Waskazin, I might march this way and to attack Aberdeen. Reason being is, even though it's just 1 unit, it can run the risk. It can easily capture minor settlements by itself. So having this 1 unit running around, especially if I'm trying to capture these regions, will just make it an annoyance. Basically, I'll have to chase after it. It can keep taking the minor settlements, which I have to take back, which will cause problems then with stability, basically, and public order because of it. And before you know it, it's just a hassle. But it does look like the Ognea are heading towards the Sucern. That's good. If they can, I'm happy for them to take Dunektain, and if they can keep the Sucern off my back and eliminate these armies, this will make it more easier for me to come down and keep attacking their eastern regions. It means we'll pretty much be unopposed, and if they do oppose us, they'll be very they'll take quite a while for them to get those units back up and armies sufficient to try and stop us. So, yeah, something to look forward to. Anyway, Sternberg have been defeated, it seems. Grand Tibru have been defeated. Okay. We've got some unseasonal conditions in Sudreyar. Let's have a quick look and see what's the situation. So, in Sudreyar, we have extreme winter. So at the moment we've got problems with food, public order's a problem, 50% penalty to a campaign movement for armies nearby, -5 supplies, -12 thing. That's a few big problems. But we also got a building slot. What do you use here in fact? So we've got a blacksmith. I mean, because we got a great hall, it would make sense to be able to use units here. But at the same time, it's not really a thing. Like, because we can basically recruit units anywhere, I mean, just having them here would just mean, you know, we have to spend money afterwards to upgrade them. But because we are the Viking Sea Kings, once I've taken the northern provinces, I will be going after port settlements and coastal regions. So having, you know, it won't matter the fact that we're on an island, basically, which takes ages to get over to the mainland from here. So that could be something. Grain pits, we've got plenty of food coming in, so it's not that big a deal, in all honesty, although it could be handy for recruitment. Villa estates, I'm not too fussed about estates. I will try to avoid them as much as I can, in all honesty. A watermill we can't do, but, ooh, plus 10%. How is a watermill supposed to help fur production? Not going to question it. It does help with industry, which is something at least, because it means something like here is going to be get extra bonuses. The church gives me extra 50% from church, but we don't have any church settlements, so it just gives me public order. That would be useful. It's minus is 100 upkeep. It increases public order and reduces corruption, not just in this province, but the nearby provinces, which would include here, Apocosia, so this one here. It would consider as well Iowa. That could work. I think we'll save that for next turn now when we have a bit more cash. So let's go back over to my army again, and we'll need to... Where are we? Now as well, because we're going through winter, this will be taking attrition if we marched down here, but I don't see any other way to do it, so we're just going to go ahead and do it. So if we come here, we can attack Aberdeen next turn. They've only got the one unit there. If it one's off, it's fine. It means we can chase after it another time. Because we're now moved out of my territory, I can't recruit any more units. It's okay. It means we can save the money for this turn. And now we've got another end turn phase. We can talk to you guys a bit about the upcoming DLC for Warhammer 2. You know, as you may have known, the new DLC, was it The Queen and the Crown? It will be coming out at the end of the month, and I have to say I'm pretty excited for it. Now, it brings in two new legendary lords for the High Elves and Dark Elves. So you've got the Ever Queen for the High Elves, and the Hag Queen Hellebrand. I can never remember what... It's like Adriel or something like that for the Ever Queen. But it's Hellebrand for the thing, and she's basically the charge of the Witch Elves. Now, I have to say I'm looking forward to it. I mean, personally, I would have preferred Marius Darkblade as a lord. He's a character I found quite interesting in the Dark Elf books. He's basically a nobleman whose soul gets stolen by a demon, and he decides to go after the said demon, and due to shenanigans that happens, ends up getting the demon inside him. So every time he falls asleep, the demon possesses his body. So he has to keep himself awake with these magical potions to make sure he doesn't succumb to the possession of the demon. But during the battle, you could actually make him drink a potion, basically, to knock him unconscious, and make the demon be able to possess him. He's a really interesting guy. I would have preferred him to Hellebrand, but hey, she seems pretty interesting in her own way. Now, you also got other bonuses as well. You've got things like you've got the new else. You've got things like new campaign mechanics, especially for things like the Sword of Cain. That looks pretty cool. You've got things like, I'm looking for the new 3LC High Elf Lord. I can't remember his name, because he's a more recent person, I should say, in terms of the lore. But he is the Shadow King. He's basically the Prince of Nagorith, the province that Malekith once ruled before he decided to move his people away. I really like his thing. I think he could actually make an interesting narrative let's play as well, for anyone who might be interested in doing it before myself. I think it's just cool. The idea that you've got this guy who's basically, he is, pissed off with Dark Elves. Really cool. And of course you've got the updates, which means that you'll be able to use the Norse for mortal empires, which, again, would be very cool. Right, I'm sure there'd be a few of the bigger YouTubers who bring out their episodes every week, or every day I should say, rather than myself, who will be jumping at the chance to play as, you know, Frog or Wolfgar for Mortal Empires. Very excited. Okay, I keep saying very excited. I know, it's just, my mind not working today. I just seem to be going, ugh. Anyway. So, Sound is the thing. We've taken Aberdeen. Unfortunately, I didn't catch up with this one, although it is growing in size to 4 units. So, I don't know. Is it worth me chasing after them, or... I'll tell you what I can do. Yeah, let's do this. We're going to be cheeky. What I'm going to do, let's order... Let's come here, in fact, to Aberdeen, because we've recently captured it. It will do as a good location. So I'm going to actually hire a new general. I'm going to ask Harkin. He's my son, if you recall. And he doesn't cost anything to use, so I'm just going to have him raise an army. Fenrir's Pack. That's actually a really cool name. I like that. Fenrir's the, if I remember right, is the wolf from Norse mythology that is basically chained with dwarven-made steel. And when it comes to Ragnarok, the end of the world in Norse mythology, he will kill, but he will get free. He will kill a bunch of people in the gods, and if I remember correctly, he even eats the sun, although I could be misinterpreting that with one of the other ones. Norse mythology was never really my strong point. I'm more familiar with Greek and even a little bit of Welsh. Anyway, so Fenrir's Pack, that's a good name. What we're going to do with this one now, with Harkin, is we're going to have him march up to the north to go after these minor settlements here. Because they have no garrison, I don't have to worry about them putting up a fight, unless the Sincere happen to get another army recruited there. But if that happens, we'll deal with it. But by doing that, it means I can just basically go after the settlement straight away, and it will take 2 turns obviously, because I can only occupy 1 per turn. But it means my main army can focus on going down to the south against the other Cicerne territories, rather than me having to march up north and run the risk of that other army attacking me when I don't want it to. It's... Oh, it's jumped up to like a 12 stack. Okay. I was wondering for a second, like, how on earth did it get so big? I forgot it's not like Attila and Rome 2, when you can only recruit so many units per turn. I forgot all about that. So, if we're going to attack, it looks like... Okay, this could be a little bit tough, in fact. Not only we've got the aspect of, we've got this 12 stack sitting there, but right by... the direction I want to go, and it's in fortified stance, which I don't know what it's going to be like in this game. It means we'll probably have to attack the settlement, don't it? Like a fortified position. But it could be reinforced with the garrison as well, so that could be interesting. But that's something we're going to have to actually deal with next episode, because right now it's 28 minutes into the episode. We're going to be finishing at the 30-minute mark. So I think we'll have the battle take place next time. But let's just get into that position first of all. We've already taken some attrition, which isn't too good. And we've got the Field of Assembly has given us a mission. Mercy is a luxury. In war, you take what you can. Your thing urges you to have your army sack an enemy settlement, showing no mercy. To demonstrate to the enemy just what they face, your warriors will strip it of everything of worth, kill or drive off the inhabitants, then raise the place to the ground and salt the very earth. So we can sack any settlement. We not only get the money from sacking, but we also get 1,000 reward. Nice. Okay. In fact, we can do that. After another minute, we can do 1 or 2 things. So this is Harkin. We're going to have him come up here, like I said. We're going to first of all go after Dieppe, and I'm not going to sack Dieppe because this is a farm settlement which is giving me food. So we'll pop in here, we'll just occupy it straight away. And next one, Waskutsin, is only a mine. To be honest, I'm not too fussed about it. I can just take that then, and then, yeah, we'll count and get an extra bit of money from that. In fact, who else has gone up? You. Okay. Finnbog, we're just going to have you get scribe because you have no governors. Despite the fact you're my governor. We can't actually give this province here a governor until we finish occupying it, so we need to come down south anyway, and we need to take Duin Forther. So, yeah, we're going to have to face the garrison from this battle as well. What do they actually have? They've upgraded that, so they've got 1, 2, 3, 7 stack. Yeah, 7 units here. What was it again? 3 units of Levy Spearmen, Catalan Levy Axemen, Sword Band, a unit of Javelin, and a unit of Archers. Okay, their main army here. We can't actually see what they've got right now. Right. We'll have to just attack. There's nothing we can really do otherwise. Now the only thing is, a lot of my troops are still taking replenishment because we've got things with food right now. And yeah, it's a pickle. We've got a thing with food. We need to have our units replenished. It's going to take a few more turns. But the more we wait, the more bigger this army can get. And of course we've got the thing with, you know, I have to sit around and wait for it to be done. What I could do is, we've got a fair bit of money. I can be a bit cheeky with this. So what I can do, in fact, let me just check the recruitment so I can see if I can pull this off. So any of these bigger units, like for example the Eastman fighters, we can't do it with our retinue, our Eastman axemen. That's a shame. We've got one more turn before we can get more orders. But if I hire two of these, we can use the numbers here to supplement them so we can have a full stack, you see. We can do the same then with these units of spearmen. Okay, so the reason why we can't do any more is just simply because we've gone to a 20 stack. So what we can do now is I can ask for you guys to merge. And you guys to merge. So already now these are almost up to full strength. Then you two... So we needed 4. No, we've got those 4 here. So you guys can merge. And you guys can merge. So already we're getting things a little bit better. And we're still down to a 16. Okay. Any more units we can try and add? I'd be interested to try some of these out. I mean, they are 400 to start with, but they have a good charge bonus in that, and they're a little bit cheaper to keep. I don't know, actually, what's the difference? I mean, these are just Levy's axemen with 2-handed axes. I mean, melee... Let's compare these. Melee's the same, they do more melee damage. And their charge is pretty good. Or I can just hire another unit of horsemen. That would be pretty nice to do, but we only start off with 9 of them out of 30. I think I'll save that until we continue done some occupation. Yep, that's basically what we can do. So what we're going to do, I'm going to order the attack. Okay, what we can do to help things out is if we do a night battle, balance bar goes very, very much in my favour. In fact, what do they have? They've picked up crossbowmen somewhere. Huh. They got axemen. I mean, we outnumber them by 2 to 1. Our troops are pretty similar, and my general is a lot better than theirs. You know what? I mean, I'm just going to basically auto-resolve this then, if that's the case. Yeah, well, might as well. I'm just going to go standard. I mean, we've got equal number of... Yeah, we'll just go balance tactics. There we go. Nice and easy, in fact. Let's take on the warriors so we can get some more troops. Managed to kill Columba's champions. Right. You can continue marching down here now. And there we go. That's a bit easier than I was intending it to be. So we can do this, get a whole bunch of siege equipment done. It's a coastal settlement, so it's going to take a little while if we wanted to do it through attrition anyway. But, yeah, that's basically at the end of the turn now. Huh. I expected it to be a little bit more difficult. I forgot my guy can do night battles. Anyway, is there anything else we want to do before we end this? Let's just go ahead. Yeah. So, yeah, what I was saying before, I got distracted by all this thing about what to do with battles. Oh yeah, Warhammer. So yes, with So you got things like the Norse are finally going to be an option, so we can actually play as Frog and Wolfgar in the Mortal Empires campaign, something that people have been waiting for months. And I'm looking forward to doing some of the other things, like they've managed to give the Norse the new monster hunts for sort of legendary monsters from the other factions. So you're going to have things like, I think there was a Hydra, for example, that the Norse can basically hunt down in order to get for themselves, among other animals. I think there was one of the Hell Pit abominations as well from the Skaven size. There's just lots of little bits. I'm looking forward to general improvement. I've had to actually take off the Warhammer 2 until I've managed to get my new external hard drive, just because, well, I didn't need it as space basically. But now that I've got it, I can actually put it back on. That'll be pretty nice. Which, by the way, if you're after an external hard drive, check out WD hard drives thing. I've got it. WD Elements. Check out the actual website. I managed to get a 1 terabyte refurbished hard drive for £27.99 with free delivery. And it came on good time, it's in good nick, and it's been working great since I bought it, so just check that out. Anyway, before we finish, quick. Blackmail. Rumour has that this man's working against me, he's about to make my next move. So I can have an option. We've got lots of influence, in fact. I could just pay him off, or I can ignore him and have -2 influence. To be honest, I'd rather just ignore him. The Sellerswig have been defeated, and apparently we've now got unseasonal conditions again in Sudreyar, where apparently we're now facing the effects of a later autumn, so we actually get positive food. Healthy harvest and mild temperatures. Nice. Anyway, that's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope you join me next time as we continue our conquest into Sicern territory in order to take the province once and for all from them and to make one step closer to becoming King of the North. But until then, goodbye for now.